Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to this week's Lite Bite Lunch. We will have guests joining us very, very shortly. Unfortunately, Damien was having technical issues, but we have another wonderful guest lined up. Joining us is going to be Johnny Gibson, renowned music artist and all-round nice guy who I've known for quite some time. So sit back, relax, and join us for a Lite Bite Lunch. Hiya, John.
Hello there, Roddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, if you just knock off your phone there, we've been just testing a couple of different ways to explain to people for Johnny Pep's gone. He has managed to get on the computer, but he's in a secret location which he can't give too much away about at the moment. So that's why he can't join us on camera right this minute. So, John, for people that don't know you, I have had the privilege of knowing you for over 2 decades and all the wonderful things you do. But for those that don't know you, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
All right. Well, I'm an engineer by trade, and I do music as a part-time hobby, which has become maybe more than my engineering time. We've played together through the whole of Northern Ireland during our time. We've made 52 CD recordings already, which we do for the various cancer charities. We don't take any money out of it for ourselves. It's just totally I do charity work. Arriving in Ireland was a very funny story, Rory. You know, we came from Africa, and then we were in America, and then we were all over the world, and we decided, well, let's go to Scotland, where I got a job on the internet, bought a car on the internet and everything. Eventually I arrived there, and we're going through to Scotland, and somewhere I took a wrong turn and slept over that night. And I asked the boy the next morning, how do you get to Inverness in Scotland? The boy says to me, go out, turn left and right till you get to the third roundabout, and then turn right and you'll be on the way. Now, where I come from, a roundabout is a carnival.
Yeah, absolutely.
About 50 miles down the road, I still hadn't seen this carnival, but I found the ferry in front of me. I thought, oh, this taking me to Scotland. Meanwhile, I was in Scotland, unknowing to me. Jumped on the ferry, landed up in Belfast. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, pitch black. It was in the winter time. And took a drive just down the first road we could find, which took us down the seaside road towards Ballygolly, somewhere there. We found a flat. She said, it's going to cost you this much for a night or a month or a week. You can decide. So I paid her. I said, we'll stay the week. And funny, within 2 days, I had another house and I had a job already lined up for me. So I said, oh, well, let's just do it. And that's what happened. I actually met you there that time. I think you were the first person I met when I was in Ireland. And
that's right. We met many years ago during my time and during our time working for
for a telephone company, telemarketing sales, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I didn't last too long in that, seeing I'm an engineer. I didn't really like that too much, but I stayed a few months, and then I got a job at a aeroplane factory, a well-known one
Yeah.
in Northern Ireland. And I joined them, and I've been with them for many, many, many years. Still doing my musical on the side, of course. And I worked, and then around 2010, I unfortunately got stomach cancer, and they operated on me, 12-hour operation, I believe, and they thought I wasn't going to make it. But then, at any rate, I did make it, but I couldn't work anymore. Disregarding that, I still did go to work for 2 years. I was off a week, and I went back for 2 years, but then I couldn't anymore, and so they pensioned me off. I'm giving away my age a little bit, but I'm pushing 80. In the meantime, while I've been off on pension, I've just been busy with the musical world, doing a little bit of studio work here and studio work there, and helping other bands and people and whatever.
And you also created the theme tune for our show along the way.
That I certainly did. Was also one of those times that you needed a theme tune, and I had like 15 minutes to do it in.
We greatly appreciate you doing it for us, absolutely. So, you talked there about coming to Ireland by chance, and it feeling like home.
Oh yeah, this is home. This is definitely home for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have been very deeply involved in the Northern Ireland music scene.
Yes.
And I don't mean that just in terms of performances. I know you have performed right across the north. You've performed right across the UK. Let's be honest. In reality, you have performed pretty much all over the world.
Oh, that's true, yes.
And you've worked with a huge amount of top acts, but we'll come on to that later on. But the thing that stood out to me when I met with you first in Northern Ireland was the amount of time you were willing to give to new bands and to new artists starting out. What was it that you felt made you want to give back? Is it something that when you were starting out, you had a huge amount of support? Or is it a case you wished you had that sort of support and just wanted to give something in that sense?
Exactly. I started out, I had no support whatsoever. I had nobody that taught me, nobody that cared very much. And I was sort of chucked in at the deep end when I was sort of 16 years of age. And I just felt if people want to get involved in bands and they're serious and they're dedicated to it, and they're doing the right music, not the wrong music to my mind, then I used to help them, and I still do. Today still I help people. I've got a little music school that people attend and sort of help them with guitar work and keyboards and whatever they want to learn.
Yeah. Well, certainly from the short time that I had touring with you and playing keyboards, you taught me a huge amount in a very short amount of time, and so they were good fun days.
Oh, they were, weren't they, Rory? They were. I remember one place we were supposed to play inside of a cage, but the cage hadn't arrived or something, so we played without the cage.
Yes.
But it was one of our best gigs ever.
Absolutely. But that's all part of the fun of it, and it's about putting yourself out there and trying these things. What's happening now with the Northern Ireland music scene? Is there any artists that are coming through on it that you think they have a big future, or is it a case that the majority of what's around at the moment are going to be doing your pub gigs, your small wedding bands, or that type of thing?
Well, at the minute, the music scene has died in Northern Ireland as well as England since COVID, and prices have gone wild here all of a sudden. There's just no money for bands anymore, so it seems most of the boys are just playing at home or something, or playing free because there's no more money in music. So unless you're that dedicated, you want to go and play for free, which I know a few boys, very good ones, that do. But it's not like it used to be, let's put it that way. Even top artists here were screaming about it. So it's just sort of died here.
Yeah. Now, John, we have a question coming in for you there when you made mention about that infamous night in the cage. Where's the weirdest place you have played?
That place with the cage. That was, what was the name of that town? I can't remember. Can you remember?
I do indeed, and I'm not going to say just in case we have any listeners in the area that might be offended. But no, because if I can just clarify that story for people, this premises would have had a reputation for being quite rowdy. They had very strict number limitations, and we were warned beforehand that they weren't expecting a big crowd in. We said we'd take a chance on playing without the cage, and within about 40 minutes, they were actually locking the doors because they couldn't fit any more people in. And it was an absolutely brilliant gig. They were lovely, lovely people. But there was one or two there, I'd say, if they didn't like playing, would let you know very quickly. So that clarifies the story on that. But I mean, surely along the way, you must have had other places you've played over the years that you're like, what am I doing here?
I played in America in a couple of places. I used to work with very big names in America, like Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash, amongst others. And then there was Bob Dylan, and Chris Christopherson. Those boys, it's all country music they were doing. And it was basically to help Willie Nelson, who had got in some kind of trouble with the IRS, and we were trying to help him get out of it. Lovely that they all stood together there and toured America for 3 months and paid his £1 million fine, or his £1 million IRS bill.
Yes.
Then, of course, I went to Canada where I met Brian Adams. And me and Brian have a lovely relationship, and he became quite famous, shall I say. I remember going to work one morning, and Rory might remember it too. We were working together, and somebody jumped up. Johnny, I saw you in on the TV this morning in the Forest video. If you remember that, Stephen was his name. He was getting dressed the morning.
Yes.
Yeah. And so me and Brian are still very good friends, although we don't talk as much as we used to because, the music scene sort of died down, and I think he's sort of given it up to me. I don't play out anymore, but I can, but I don't. Yeah. I can if I have to. Because of my age, and also I've had cancer twice. My stomach's been cut out and my liver's been cut out, and at least the cancer is gone for now. I have a couple of heart problems, but beside that, I'm fairly still straight up for my age.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely flying it. I mean, as you told me a long time ago, they told you weren't going to survive, and you just told them, "Nah, can't kill a bad thing. I have to stick around for a little while longer."
Yeah, I still had a few years to go.
In actual fact, as I recall, I think what you told me was the devil still had a restraining order against you, so it was too soon.
Yeah, the devil's got the restraining order against me. You're right.
Yeah, Geraldine has just come back to say that it actually sounds like something from a Roadhouse movie.
Yeah. So,
but no. Well, the last I heard, Brian is actually now is looking after his mom. His mom hasn't been well, and that's why he's dedicating his time to looking after his mom at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking after family. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
He'll shoot me the email now and again, but it's we used to speak to each other every day, sort of a thing. But now it's where I met Brian. Funny enough, we were gigging in Canada, and his gig was right over the road from mine, and we used to catch a bus together. But please remember, those were the days before he was like famous. He was getting there. And we'd catch the bus to the gig, and we'd catch the bus home together, and we lived just near each other as well, and we'd sit there and practice and play. And the days of that, there's some of the songs I'd helped him compose. He helped me compose a couple.
Yeah.
So summer of '69 was quite a lot of my input in that thing.
Yeah.
And,
And you do appear in the video of it as well, for those who are eagle-eyed enough to spot you.
yeah, it's at the forest video.
Yes, absolutely. Right, we just need to very quickly make mention about the awards, so we'll just take a break for this. So it's 3.5 weeks until the Micro Business Awards kick off. This year we're in the Collection Hotel in Portlaoise. And I can tell you at this moment in time, there are 6 tickets still available if anyone would like some. If you would like to book tickets, you can just drop us an email at microbusinessawards@gmail.com with the subject tickets. The tickets are priced at €100 each. And what you get for your ticket price is your pre-dinner drinks, your networking. There's a sumptuous 5-course dinner. Then we'll have the awards. We have a door raffle on the night. We've a full night of entertainment packed, like our plan between the awards, the raffle, and then networking late into the night as well. So it'll be a really good night. So if you would like to book tickets, you can drop us an email, microbusinessawards@gmail.com with the subject tickets. So, John, you've mentioned there about your health and the various health struggles that you've had. Was there ever a stage during it you thought, do you know what, this is it, I'm beaten now?
I'm not beaten. I don't get beaten, my friend.
Yeah.
I've got too much yearning for life, and I still want to live to be 100.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're well on your way there, so. Well, and I mean, from your health, you've done a massive amount of work for cancer charities. You've recorded a large number of albums for them, and all the proceeds of which, like you charge them nothing at all for the recording time, anything like that, or for the studio time.
I will pay for the recording time. I pay for the printing of the CDs and the covers, and then I just give it to them, and they can sell it for whatever they want, and they keep the money.
Yeah.
The satisfaction of helping somebody again.
Absolutely. And if it was a case that you weren't doing music, right, would you have just stuck with the engineering as long as you could and then retired comfortably, or do you feel you couldn't have sat easy long enough if you did that?
Well, the music has always been part of me. You know, I think I sang in public the first time when I was 6 years old, and it's always been a part of my soul. But if things worked out that I couldn't do music anymore for some weird reason, my voice went or something went wrong with my hands that I couldn't play guitar, I probably would just stick to the engineering bit. I would have still been working on engineering, but unfortunately, the insurances won't cover me now because of
it. Yeah, well, I mean, like for those that don't know, I mean, at one stage, if you were flying into Belfast International Airport at night and you saw the lights on the runway, well, John was the man that would go out and change those bulbs when they blew.
That's right, yes.
At another stage, I remember meeting you over at a bakery where you had actually been climbing inside large ovens to replace thermostats and that type of thing. So it's certainly been a varied run of times for you. Now, one question that every guest that comes on the show gets asked, John, what for you is the ideal light bite lunch? So if you wanted to grab something quickly to eat, what is it you would go for?
Anything that's handy, actually. I'm not a person that really worries much about the lunchtime. I worry more about my dinner at night. But at lunch, I would probably just grab a wrap or even just 2 pieces of toast would work for me, and a cup of coffee, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's whatever works. So tell me, what's next? I know, as I said at the beginning, you're working on a secret plan that you're not allowed to talk about at the moment, but anything else coming up that we should know about? Any surprises or that type of thing coming up soon?
No, there's no surprises coming up from my side, certainly not. But in this sort of line that I'm in, a surprise can happen tomorrow. You never know, that you just get suddenly a email, a telephone call, or you have to be there and there, and we're paying you so much, and then you go if you want to, and if you don't want to, you don't go. But so any surprise can happen at any time.
That's it. Well, I have your email address scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. If anyone does want to get in touch with you and wants to commission you for any particular music for something special or anything like that. As you look back over your life, what for you has been the standout moments, do you feel?
Musically wise. I think working with Johnny Cash was the standout moment, because that boy was like magnetic. There was something about that man that you just couldn't stop. He could ask you anything and you do it. It's just his way. Brilliant guy. Unfortunately, he's dead now. But he was a brilliant man. He had his problems, which most of these American singers do have, but he was still a brilliant man and very religious on top of it.
Well, I mean, you talk about having problems and having vices. Look at Willie Nelson, and he's still going strong.
Yeah, he's in his 90s, 94 now, I think is his age about, and he's still going, but he's just one of those guys who will never stop. He's just there. He's a legend.
Absolutely, and he's just released his 90th studio album. I mean, it's remarkable when you think about it.
Yeah, well, he's ahead of me. I've got my 53rd out, so
he's just a little bit ahead of you. You've a little bit to go to catch up on him.
Yeah, he's a wee bit ahead of me. Yeah.
Well, listen, John, we'll wind it up there. And listen, thank you so much. I know, as I said, that you're out in a secret location at the moment working on something, and I appreciate you taking the time. Unfortunately, as I said, Damien was having technical problems and couldn't join us, and I really appreciate you stepping in last minute. The Lite Bite Lunch will be back in 2 weeks' time, when we are going to have our budget special. If between now and then you have any questions or you want us to look at something specific in our show for you, you can drop us an email. The email address is litebitelunch@gmail.com. And if you put the subject of Budget 2025, we'll gather all the questions that come in. I am hoping we will be joined by a government minister on the day, but I haven't had the confirmation email back just yet. I've had it semi-confirmed, but I haven't had it in writing yet. So as we know, things can change when it comes to ministers' availability, but I'm hoping to have a government minister joining us. And we'll go through the budget and we'll answer as many questions as we possibly can. So until then, I bid you all a very good afternoon. Enjoy your weekend coming up, and enjoy your Lite Bite Lunch.
Inviting me on your show, it was